we could gift our children 3 skills or attributes that they could have for life, kind of like 3 wishes, like your genie in a bottle vibes, what would you wish for your children?
This attitude should be taught at school. Forget fucking Henry VIII. Teach this. This will get you much further in life than the periodic table. Oh my God, no way. I can feel everything. I feel like Buddha sitting here. Jesus. Like a Zen monk. Welcome to episode 37 of the Fun Dad, Dean and Wife Unfiltered podcast. I am Dean.
And I'm Sarah.
So I cannot believe our eldest is nearly going into high school, isn't she?
I know, my baby. Where's all that time gone?
Oh,
she's 11 this year.
I know
Wow.
everyone says it, but it does go quick, doesn't it? Oh, God. First couple of years didn't go quick, and then it's just sort of raced on, isn't it? And now she's like nearly in high school, and it's like, have we done a good job?
Well, we were talking about what we thought she would want to do when she grows up. And I was like kind of thinking, I can't believe I'm having this conversation. But actually, she's going to be 11 next year. And I got my first job at 14. So it's really not that far away.
But I think that's a good thing. Getting a job early on. Learn the working life.
I mean, hopefully it'll be better than my job because I worked in a hairdresser's and I was getting paid £3 an hour in the hairdressers. Can you imagine that now? Here you go, have £3.
I done a paper round.
Oh, yeah, but that's what I mean. But we had that determination in us to want to go and earn money. And I suppose that was instilled maybe by our parents, do you think?
Yeah, my parents made me. Paper round time, you have to go and do one. Then the work.
Paper round time, but I'm pretty sure your mum ended up doing your paper round for you a few times.
I got like £7 a week or something stupid, £11 a week or something like ridiculous.
Hold on, that wasn't the point I was going with there. The point I was going with was
God,
that
some
sometimes...
mornings you'd wake up and it'd be like pissing down out there and freezing cold, like, what? And then
And then you'd make your mum do it.
I think she's done it in the car once, maybe twice. But some of the letter boxes as well, I bought fucking massive paper like the Times, and they're like the tiniest little letter box. You're like trying to jam it in, and you can't get it anywhere. You just sort of end up throwing in the bush. You're like, oh, fuck them.
But we were having this chat, and I thought to myself, do you know what? What is she going to be like? What are the children going to be like when they become adults? Okay, and I was thinking, right, so what's the most helpful skills or attributes that we could support our children with? And I was thinking, if we could gift our children 3 skills or attributes that they could have for life, kind of like 3 wishes, like your genie in a bottle vibes, what would you wish for your children?
Mine are like attitudes, so what we can teach them. So
well, I kind of went a bit more... wishing a genie in a bottle because I don't believe that the first one is achievable, but imagine if it could be, right? So you know that saying, you can't put an old head on young shoulders? I would gift them that. I would gift them exactly that. So the gift of life experience.
Early maturity.
Yeah, the gift of being able to learn from all the mistakes that you've made over the years, like financial, friendship, work, all those kind of mistakes that you might have made. But imagine being able to give them the wisdom of a person with life experience, in their late teens, early 20s, so that, they can't dwell on their regrets necessarily. But imagine if they knew now, like in their late teens, early 20s, what we know now.
Wouldn't that make life too easy, though? Aren't we supposed to do it, make mistakes, and it be fun that way? Aren't we too worried about mistakes? Like, you should make them, you should learn. Like, it'd be too easy, like, if I knew what to do. That's boring.
I know, but imagine how successful. If I knew if I could repeat my 20s now...
I think it'd be boring.
No? I think it'd be great. If I could repeat my 20s now and kind of not go through some of the mistakes that I made... Oh my God, I'd be flying.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go IB for 5 times. I think that definitely set me back mentally, money, everything.
Physically.
Oh my God. I might go once to experience it again, but not what I did. Yeah, that's true. See? But it makes things a bit too easy. You're supposed to go through the struggle. That's what makes life fun. That's what makes everything worth it, surely.
Don't know. But
it's hard at the time.
Imagine, and also it's that idea of an old head on young shoulders, in the sense of, for example, when we bought our first property, I didn't take any I wasn't listening to anyone. I didn't take any advice because I thought, I know best. I'm going to buy this masonette. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I remember at the time my dad saying, don't buy a masonette, buy a house. You won't make as much money. But we had our heart set on that road, didn't we? So I didn't listen to anyone. Then lo and behold, didn't make as much money. So, I don't know.
I think, yeah.
I just think our life could be completely different if we had taken that advice and we had more life experience. Then we'd be in a
So what
very
you're saying is
different place.
listen to your parents more. You want your kids to listen to your parents more. Well, that'd be a fucking hard chance. They don't even listen to us to brush their teeth. I mean, this morning, Christ.
Yeah, we definitely had a very frosty atmosphere in the car this morning on the way here. I still feel a little bit frosty towards you, but I'm getting over it for the sake of the podcast.
Yeah, well, I haven't shouted at the kids for a very, very, very long time, and I asked them to brush their teeth, I don't know how many times, and I just thought, I can't keep asking them like 8 times to do every single task, and I lost it a little bit. It wasn't like the worst I've ever lost it, that's for sure.
I was just like, be quiet, the neighbours can hear, the windows are open. Shut
it
up.
was not that bad. I was just like, brush your teeth! Basically, that's what I did.
I think there were some other words mixed in with that.
No, I didn't swear.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
I did not swear. So
okay.
I don't know whether we're keeping this in, but we're not. leads well onto my next one.
All right,
anyway.
go on then. What would you gift the children with, or try and teach them?
To not care too much, to not give a shit about outcomes of how things go. So I think we get so wrapped up in outcomes, it makes us really, really anxious. Like to give a shit, to try hard in stuff, but if it doesn't go perfectly or as well as you thought, to not care as much. Because I think humans in general, I do especially, I care so much about everything, and I think that just leads to anxiety. I think the people that sort of don't really give a shit about much, the main important things, like family, their work, are happier people. They wake up, they're like, I can control this, but I can't control the outcome of absolutely everything. That just fuels anxiety, worrying all the time. Whereas if you wake up like an old Italian man in Sicily by the beach, little cigar, bit of whiskey, my family is sweet, life's sweet, don't care that much about everything, about what that person said to me, what that person thinks about me. I'll teach them that, because that's a really important skill, because the people who care the least are the happiest.
Well, that's interesting that you said that one, because my second one as well was the gift of emotional resilience, which I think is similar to what you put.
Yeah.
But I do care what others think to a degree, and I think that as you should care what others think.
But you can't control what they think.
No, but it took me about, I'd say, until I was 32, 33 to kind of achieve this. And I'm still not there. I think I can be quite oversensitive and overthink at times, but I definitely don't get as emotional in situations now as I used to, especially about things that I cannot control. So like the actions of others, the reactions of others, the emotions of others. You know, I used to let things really upset me at work, with friends, and I used to get, really feel deeply and get really upset. But now I kind of just take a deep breath and I'm like, I see that as a waste of energy to let me be bothered this much.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying.
But
absolutely.
I didn't get there till I was in my 30s.
Exactly, so I'll teach them now. Should teach them at school. They should be taught at school.
What do you mean?
Like this attitude should be taught at school. Forget fucking Henry VIII. Teach this. This will get you much further in life than the periodic table.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
Like this attitude to life is so important. We know it in our 30s. Kids don't know it when they're kids. They need to be taught it. And
I think it's a really hard thing to teach, because you have, like you say with my other one.
Not really.
You have to go through those motions.
I've taught myself through learning, reading, that attitude, watching videos, other opinions. You can teach this stuff.
I think I came to a point where I had to just be like, I can't keep feeling this deeply and getting this upset. It's too much time wasted, too much energy, and too much upset. I've just got to let things go. I think if you're one of those people that is able to hold a grudge, I think that grudge and that emotion around it will end up eating you up more than the person you're holding the grudge against. That person you're holding the grudge against will just move on, not give a shit. And if you're still like about it and emotional about it, it's just only going to impact you in the way you feel daily.
Resentment is poison. Envy's poison, jealousy's poison, all these emotions are poison. It's caring too much.
It's a bit deep, isn't
You
it?
know, it's cool though. Yeah, but and unless you care
Did you have emotional resilience this morning when you were trying to get the kids to clean their
I
teeth?
laughed to myself thinking about what I'm going to talk about because I just thought I've just lost my temper. I shouldn't have cared that much, but it's just like a build up over months of like asking them so many times to do everything, and I was like, oh my god, I can't take any more of this.
And I was just like, oh, come and have a cuddle, Ruby. It's okay. And I shot you the death stare from across the room, like, don't speak to my
So
baby
when you
like
lose
that.
your temper with the kids,
I'm not as intimidating as you. As I don't know, maybe it's because we've got girls, but it is scary when you go. I don't know why. You're scarier than me.
I was shouting from upstairs. I wasn't that scary.
It was loud. It was the tone. I was just like, oh my god.
Okay, you're making me sound like an absolute nutcase.
No, you're not. It was like 10 seconds. That's all it was. It was like a 10-second eruption, but it was an eruption. And then Ruby was like, ah. But that just shows when you do lose it with the kids, they do get really upset because it doesn't happen frequently. So because when it does...
Hardly ever.
No, exactly.
It's a build up over time. Like, it's just like, listen to me! And every parent does lose it now and again. Like,
yeah, we're all human.
Like, you
it
just
happens.
do.
Yeah, deep breathing. Take a deep breath and just be like, okay, I'm not going to lose my
We've
shit
gone
about
off
this.
piste.
We've gone off piste, have we? Okay, so what else would you gift? So I feel like my second one was quite similar to your first, but what would you gift the children?
The art of understanding delayed gratification.
That's a bit much for me. Can you explain that?
So not everything's going to happen now instantly. So you might put some effort in now, but it might not happen now. It might happen in 6 months, or the results might come in 2 years. You know, that...
So like patience?
Patience in the results from the effort you're putting in. You know what I mean? Do you understand that?
I think I need an example, to be honest.
So when I was a kid, I played golf. So I tried to work on my golf swing, right? I'd have a lesson. I didn't want it to work the next day. If it didn't work the next day, I sort of gave up with that coach. I was like, he's a load of old shit.
Like me trying to lose weight?
A bit. Oh, I won't go there.
I've eaten a salad for 2 days and I've lost a stone.
That's what I'm trying to explain, yeah. So you do it for like, could take 6 months to a year. Do the effort now, but it might not happen, the results in a year's time. That's a really important skill to learn as a kid, as an adult. And we're not taught that either, really, are we? So it's like this podcast. Been doing it for a year now. We're not
over a year.
Over a year. We're not amazing at it yet. Like, are we? Like, this could take 4 or 5 years to be like actually good at this. So
4 or 5 years. I know. Maybe I've got impatience in me.
that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. So 4 to 5 years to make this good. It's important to teach people this.
I mean, you can still teach me that, to be fair.
Otherwise,
I'm 37.
Otherwise, they give up too early. People give up too early because it just takes longer than people think. That's what I would teach my kids, instill in my kids. So they put the effort in for long periods of time is what you need to do with anything you're trying to do.
Okay.
Life coach Dean. So there you go.
I love that. Oh, mine aren't that deep. If I could gift my child a gift and make sure that they have this, and I think it will support them in their life.
A daddy doesn't shout.
Yeah, that. No, but the thing is, they have to encounter people that shout in life. That's going to happen to them at some point. I actually would gift them. I feel like as a family, we are quite good at this, but a sense of humour. You don't get very far in life without having a laugh, do you? You know, and having that sense of humour in situations. Oh,
people are too uptight, drive me mad.
Yeah.
It's really draining to be around. Just have a laugh. Don't take it too seriously. You know, you can die. Everyone's going to die deep again.
Oh my God, that's not what I was thinking. But
no, but just have a laugh. Just try and see the happy in situations. You know, it's fun. Life's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be. You know.
I think just not taking life too seriously and like in situations, just see the funny side. So even when something like, you know, absolutely shit bollocks happens, you just got to think, oh, you know, I've just got to see the funny side.
I need to do better at that. I'm really,
you know, like I see those. Sometimes I see things on social media where I don't know, maybe somebody's had an outdoor wedding and it's absolutely pissed down with rain. Now you got two ways of looking at that. You can either go into your wedding being like, I've been planning this for months, years. I'm devastated. It's raining. It's going to ruin my day, and you just kind of, you know, get really emotional and sad about that. Or you can just be like, do you know what? It's raining. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Have a laugh about it and just embrace it.
Or go out in the rain in your wedding dress.
Yeah, just have a
Go
better
and get
day.
absolutely soaked in your wedding dress.
Well, yeah,
Good for
if that's the choice, then that's the choice.
Be good for social
Just
media content.
Well, that's not. That wouldn't be my first thought if I'd put in months and years of planning my wedding and then that had happened. But I think finding the fun in even the worst situations and not being too serious will definitely get you far in life. Don't have a stick up your ass. Don't think everything's really serious. Like, it's just...
No one wants that energy.
No, nobody wants that energy.
No.
It's just got to be fun.
I think our kids are quite fun, aren't they? They do
Yeah.
like a laugh. They find me funny, do they?
I think it's the sarcasm sometimes they get a bit confused with.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah. They're like I remember Ruby being 3 and I had to teach her about sarcasm. I was like, Daddy is being sarcastic.
She pronounced it somewhere else, didn't she? What did she say?
Yeah, she can't say sarcastic. It's like
Remember.
I can't remember how she said it. It was very cute. But definitely humour. Just approach things with humour.
That's a cool one.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
Very good for us. Go on, what would you gift our children?
To stay as a kid. I don't mean to stay as a kid like as a kid,
but like that film with
no, but mentally, like stay curious, playful, light-hearted, like what you just said, really. But how kids are, they're very curious. They don't take things too seriously. As we get to adults, that all seems to go, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Life gets too serious.
I think as well,
We're
as
not
adults,
curious enough.
we always
think
seem
we
to
know
be in a
everything
rush.
when we should be curious like kids
you're
are.
saying about curiosity, like we always seem to be in a rush. You know, like we're walking on a school run. It's always we've got to get there. We're in a rush. Like everything's always kind of, you always feel like as an adult that you're chasing your tail. Whereas, you know, if you walk into school and maybe you might be a couple of minutes late and the kid stops and there's a caterpillar on a leaf, just stop. Look at the bloody caterpillar on a leaf. Like to them, like you say about the curiosity, that's quite interesting to them.
Or enjoy the school run. Just walk slowly, take it in, enjoy life. Like rushing around everywhere, do this, do that. You know what I mean?
I'm always rushing.
We're just always rushing, not taking anything in. God, this is getting deep. I feel like fucking...
Oh. But imagine
I feel like Buddha sitting here. Jeez. Like a Zen monk.
But it's nice to reflect on these things because I always think, you know, like I want the best for my children, but it's so easy sometimes to just get caught up with life and not think about these bigger things.
I know.
You know,
I always
plod along without thinking.
Yeah. Try and do everything slower. It's great advice. Everything slower. Like this. See that cup of water there? So if I drink this, not that. Yeah, that like speeds up my... This is a bad example probably, but just do it like slowly. When a cup of tea at home, slowly take it in. All that kind of stuff just makes you more present. Trust me, try. I know you're laughing at me, looking like I'm absolutely lost the plot. But even like walk into the school run, even slower. It just
We'll be late. So...
don't. I tried it for 2 weeks and nothing changed.
Okay.
I was calmer. It was a better environment to be in mentally. Just try it. I saw it on a podcast, Stephen Bartlett podcast. I saw it on that and I tried it for a couple of weeks and it was pretty good.
Tried what? What do you mean?
Just do everything slower. Like walk slower, move a little bit slower.
Okay.
It slows down your thinking, makes you clearer. I mean, this is getting so... It really works. Trust me on it. It really works. Try it for a few weeks. It's cool.
Yeah.
Work slower. Write slower. No, not that. But like, just do your movement slower and be really conscious of it. It makes you more mindful.
I do that in the classroom because the more calm I am as a teacher at the front of the class...
Exactly, you're doing it.
The more, and sometimes, you know, it can be quite easy, especially when you're in a class full of 4 and 5 year olds. You know what they're like, putting their hands up, having a little chit chat, moving around, wiggly bottoms, all that. And you're trying to kind of maybe teach them a new skill or teach them a new concept. Then the more calm I am, and there's no point of it. We have this saying well, it is a saying, but we always talk about it in school in terms of the behaviour of the class. If they're not calm to start off with and they're not zen and you're trying to teach them, that's like flogging a dead horse. You may as well just wait, take a moment, put on some chill music, maybe do some breathing exercises and then continue with the learning, because there is no point trying to teach a load of hyper distracted fidgety children. You need to get them calm and zen first. Yeah. And I suppose I take that into the classroom and I do that a lot of work, but that was not the strategy used in our house this morning, trying to get these kids ready for school.
But if we were slow, we still would have done it. We still would have done it. It would have been more peaceful, more calm. It just would have
Okay.
been. No one lost their temper
Maybe
like I
that's what
did.
we'll do. We'll
Try,
give
let's
it a
try. I
go.
really done it for a few weeks. Really done it, and it really, really worked. It was really cool. I've gone out of it a bit now, but it really worked.
But I do find that the tidier the house, I'm not running around like that. Like, the tidier the house and the cleaner the house and the less
Dig
clutter in the house.
incoming.
No, it's not a dig incoming. I'm just saying, like, we've got a skip currently outside, and I've done it before. I've spoken about it on the podcast before. I think I got a skip last year as well, and I decluttered. But now I'm really on that declutter journey, as in, you know, if we don't use it, if we don't need it, why is it there? And I'm on such a declutter journey. I just think the more stuff that is in our house, the more overstimulated I feel and the worse I feel.
Absolutely.
And I just need to get rid.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
I
have a
feel
skip
really
every
bad.
week.
Oh no, that's
Every month. I'll get every
that.
few months. Every few months are good.
But I know, even this is going to sound really pathetic, but this is kind of a little bit linked to the mental load, and you're not going to get this. Well, maybe you might get it, and I can explain. Even
what is coming?
Even when I've been lying in bed over the last few years, part of one of my mental loads was I know that in the loft, the girls have got so many clothes in the loft. I've got your niece's old clothes. I've got Daisy's old clothes. I've got Ruby's clothes. I've got clothes, all coming out my ear. I was in the loft. And I'm not joking. So last week on a Saturday, Dean was thrilled about me doing this on a Saturday. I got everything down at the loft. And I'm talking, it was just unbelievable bags worth, like stuff. And even though it wasn't in my eyesight and I couldn't see it, at times I'd be lying in bed when I'm doing my mental thoughts in my head and I'd be thinking, that's in my job list. I need to get those clothes down from the loft. I need to do this and I need to do that down from the loft, right? And even I couldn't even see that clutter and that mess, but it was still impacting me on some level.
Couldn't worry about that. Just get rid of it. Don't worry about it.
I did. That's what I did on
Saturday.
Saturday.
Get the skip, chuck it in there, worry over.
Well, no, I didn't. No, I actually gave many. Ruby had a kids' party and I got the clothes down, put them all into ages sections, like dresses, skirts, tops, all that, put it all in the boot of my car, went to a kids' party, opened my boot to the parents, and I just went, there you go, does anyone want any clothes for their kids?
Did they? Did they take
Do
them?
you know, I didn't even have one item left.
Wow. It's pretty
Not
good stuff,
one.
though, wasn't it? It was all right.
It was really good stuff. So Daisy, our eldest, this is what I mean. I keep all these clothes with the intention of the other one having it. Then the other one's got a different body shape, or the other one's got
different style.
Like Ruby spends pretty much half her life upside down because she loves cartwheels and headstands and all that.
My God.
Whereas Daisy used to love dresses. Ruby don't wear a dress because she spends most of her life upside down. So there was like next dresses, monsoon dresses, really nice. Well, in my opinion, nice things.
They are.
But yeah, and they all went. So there you go. If you want to get rid of clothes, just take them all to a kids' party, put them in your boot, and go, here you go.
That's another hack, though, isn't it? Get a skip every few months or every 6 months.
I think
every 6 months. Have we done it?
No, I'd say every 18 months.
We need it more, though. I think we need to do it more. There's still a lot of clutter in there, isn't there?
I know, but it's mad to think that you accumulate all this stuff. I think we'll get to a point, though, where we won't. Because I'm being much more conscious about what I buy, what the kids buy, what people buy our kids. I'm being much more conscious. If they don't need it, we're not having it. Like cuddly toys. Why? Stop buying kids cuddly toys. They don't need that many.
They do when they're like 2 or 3, but our kids have grown out of them.
No, but nobody needs cuddly toys. I don't understand. You need like a little, 10. How many cuddly toys do you have in your room?
Oh, we got hundreds. We used to have hundreds.
I'll get rid of them.
Oh, yeah.
And then the worst thing is, I took loads. I took a whole big sack to the school summer fair. And then literally, what are the odds? There's like hundreds of toys. And you get given this raffle ticket and then you have to find like the Tombola the bear. And Daisy's like, oh, I've got this one at home. I went, no, you haven't. Now you have again.
Oh, she won it?
Yeah, she won her toy back. I tried to get rid of it. So... yeah.
Yeah, just put them in the skip. Fucking
No,
Tombola.
that's waste.
Okay, then.
Come on.
Okay.
I've been very cautious about what I put in the skip. I'm trying to be. Little runs down to the nurseries, little runs down to the school.
No, you have been good with that, yeah. No, it is the right thing to do. I'm being a bit lazy.
Dickhead.
Being a bit of a lazy.
Is there anything else that you would like to gift our children, though?
What do I want to gift them?
Because we had a really good conversation about the gift of empathy. didn't we? And being empathetic last night.
I
That was
think,
quite
yeah, I
interesting.
think you have too much of that.
The right amount of empathy.
Right
then.
amount. Too much, you sort of debilitating for yourself. You worry about everyone, what they're thinking, blah, blah, blah. But too little, you're just you're a psychopath and you haven't got any. So, yeah, sort of in the middle ground of empathy is good. Too much is not good, I don't think. And too little is it's terrible. Isn't it? What do you think?
I don't know. Until we spoke about that, one of my ideas today was going to be like the gift of empathy and the gift of understanding others, and linking that to being kind and having an emotional intelligence for other people. But then I suppose I don't want them to be walked all over either,
Exactly.
or feel the feelings of others too much. So yeah, you were right. That's why I kind of parked it for a minute, but just wanted to discuss it.
Who has more out of me and you?
Me.
No way. Oh my God, no way. I can feel everything. I can feel everyone's empathy, and it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. I can feel the room, I can feel other people. So bad. I know when you're in a bad mood, like that.
Okay.
I know you're seething with me still.
I'm still, yeah.
I can feel it. You're
Yeah.
seething with me still. I can feel that energy just drifting across the room.
I'm like, the last thing I wanted to do this morning was come and be in a room with you. I wanted to get away from
Wasn't
you.
that bloody bad? Oh my God, you are really, really overplaying this. Really overplaying it. Wowzers.
No, but
I
again,
would have backed you up.
No,
I'd have been like, yeah, you've annoyed mummy and you need to sort it out.
I did back you up. I cleaned her teeth. I calmed her down. I did back you up. I just didn't like your delivery.
He's going to that therapy room, didn't we? There's a therapy room in the podcast studio. I think we need to go in there.
I feel sometimes like the podcast is therapy.
No, definitely. We'll feel better after this. You release some of your anger on me?
No, not yet.
Oh, come on.
I
Don't hold a grudge for days on
I
end.
just want to go on a walk. That's what will sort me out now. I've got a nice long walk.
What, with me?
No. No, you can get the hell away from me.
I've got to work anyway. I've got to work after this. Someone's got to. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this is dickhead, isn't he? On that note, dickhead. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you for listening, guys.
Have a good week.
Make sure you leave a review on Apple. That would be really
we're loving
good.
the reviews. If you can please take the time to leave one, maybe screenshot it as well and send it to us so we know who's left it. That would be great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.